All righty. Well, hey, everybody. It's 7 o'clock. I think now, yep, it's right at 7 o'clock. And this is my second live. I am Valarie R. Brooks of Valarie R. Brooks Real Estate and Coaching Academy. And I'm happy to be here. I was here this time last week, Tuesday. It's going to be every Tuesday at 7 p.m. And I put myself to this challenge so that I could share and grow my YouTube channel. I would love for you guys to go ahead and subscribe right now if you can. Please do. We're trying to grow the channel, and I have so much to share. And as you guys know, my purpose is to make an impact, even if it's only one person um, a year. I just want to make an impact. Last week we talked about the disc analysis, but first let me tell you what Build Beyond the Numbers is. Um, Realtors, other entrepreneurs, and business owners, we all tend to go into business thinking that there are cookie cutter ways, and it's just not. Of course, we have blueprints. Of course, we have resources and maps to follow. That way you won't have to recreate the wheel. But most people forget the most important part of the business is themselves. So when we build beyond the numbers, there are like three pillars, really four pillars um, that you should go by when you're trying to build. And first of all, I believe and I know you guys have got to realize I've had my business for 26 years. I've only had one W 2 ever in life, not just one. I mean, one for the company that I worked for. And I was a flight attendant for 8 years, my only other career, and then real estate and other businesses. So I do have a blueprint. I'm my own case study. I've been through a lot of challenges. I've created programs for realtors and for entrepreneurs. And last week, we talked about behavior, the goal, the DISC program, which I'm trying to teach my realtors, my business owners, my entrepreneurs not to have to chase. You want to have your clients chase you. We want to reverse the chase, reverse the chase. And it starts with knowing who you are and knowing behaviors, not necessarily personalities. And I get into that with my class, Build Beyond the Numbers, which the third cohort, the first two sold out. I was pretty, did I say two? Two. First two sold out. And it was great. And we have the third one that's open, and it opens on September 12th. So there's a link inside the chat. If it's not there yet, it will be for the Build Beyond the Numbers program. But again, last week we talked about the DISC behavior and learning who you are and learning who your clients are and how to know and work with your clients. That's very important because it's more than just closing the deal. You do know that, right? It's more than closing the deal. But today we're going to talk about goals. And I am just really amazed. I'm looking over here at the Instagram over here. This is so exciting to me. Don't you just love technology? But we're going to dive deep into what I call my mastery of goals. And I say all the time, mastery is not microwavable. It's not going to happen just like this. There's just no way that that's going to happen. So we're going to go into my transformative approach into mastering your goals. And I developed a unique framework for my goals. And it starts with maps. This is mine. And the maps, M for muscles, A for abilities, and I have all of this written down. So if you see me looking at my notes, I'm looking at my notes. And I have P for the pathways and S for storms. Okay, so we start off with the map. And the first letter of maps is muscles. That determines your strength, your capacity, your threshold, your bandwidth. It's not just another, this is just not another acronym. This will help you to dive into your core competencies. We find out who you really are, and we find out how you can really, really work. Hey, LaPronda. I don't see any other names here. I just see LaPen. I see you waving. Hey. But we're talking about your core competencies, how hard you can work, and what you're really interested in. Because I'm going to tell you the truth, chasing the dollar, that's fine. That's fine. But if you're chasing your business and working on your business and finding who you are, your strengths, and then finding the strengths in the clients that come to you and how they work, that is more than chasing the money. The money is a byproduct of that. I'm going to tell you, when I first opened my business, I had no idea that I would make the type of money that I'm making and that I have made. But I was so and am so in love with my career. And I wanted to know my strengths. And because it's not cookie cutter, you cannot learn or you cannot market like everybody else. We're all different individuals. I cannot market like other people. I cannot, because I'm marketing me. You've got to realize you're marketing your business, but you're marketing your core competencies. Then we come with the letter A, which are your abilities and the abilities to stick with your muscles, the abilities that complement your muscles, your real abilities. You cannot go outside your abilities. Now, if you think you're able to do you're a superwoman or a superhero, you got to know that you're not. You do better at what your abilities are. But a lot of people don't even know their entire abilities. A lot of people also think that they're able to do other things that they cannot do. We dive deep into that. And I know cannot, everybody says that's not in my vocabulary. But if we're realistic, okay, let's change the word. Don't want to do. Believe it or not, you can open a business and not want to do certain things. That's when you start hiring other people, right? Okay. So we tap into your abilities that complement the muscles, your strength, and we take it way further than a sticky note or an affirmation. Because when you hop in a car and you try to affirm a statement today, as you get to your first stop sign or your first light, you're gonna that affirmation may just leave you as soon as somebody try to cut you off and you say some choice words to them. That affirmation is gone. So the next letter would be P, for pathways. And that's what we find. We find the pathway to get exactly what you want in your business. We get the pathway to find the clients that you want in your business. I was the first Black luxury luxury marketing expert in the Carolinas. The first to sell as much as I have sold, which is over $1 billion. Each way that I chose to walk, I've written every one of them down. Somebody starts and somebody teaches. I am one of those. I've written down every way that I've learned, and I'm sharing them now. Okay? So P for the pathways. You've got to dig deeper and find out your pathway. Which way can you go to get to the abilities that can strengthen the muscles that you have? We're going MAP. And the next letter is storms, potential challenges, disruption. I love that word, disruption, because they call me the disruptor. I will disrupt an interrupter in a minute. So when we have these storms, we have to learn how to disrupt those interrupters, because after every storm is a cleansing, right? So that's what we have to start with. I hope that makes sense to you. Does anybody, how can focusing on achieving my goals help build my data bank? Thank you for keeping me online. Let me just say this. 99% of my business is referrals. If you notice, I don't see many like Starbucks commercials. I don't see many big name brand commercials as you would think you would see. Because after a while, if you have the mind share of the folks you want to get to, if you've shown your abilities, if you've, I can't even say this, if you want to become a household name, do you think that going out and just saying, okay, I'm going to go network tonight? You have to go and network with a purpose. So within the MAPS program, we go into the SMART program, y'all. I'm a little bit tired tonight. I can tell I'm slipping a little bit. But what I'm trying to say, the way that you can build your data bank with the goals program is because we're going to get into the specifics of who you're trying to get. And then from the specifics, we're going to measure who your ability to get into the specificity of who you want. Okay. Once we do that, we're going to see what your achievable points are. And then once we find your achievable points, we will then go, is this relevant? What you're trying to do is relevant. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Let's say you say to me, Valarie, I want to become a luxury marketer. I want to only market luxury homes. My first question to you is why? Some people will say, I just love beauty. Okay. Well, beauty comes in all prices. So is it just the beautifulness of the home that you're looking for? Or what about it only takes one home to make the amount that you can make on three? Is that a good reason? So we write that down. Okay, if all it takes is to get one multi-million dollar listing versus three listings under the price of 400,000 or whatever three adds up. Let's say three, and three. That's 900, and then add 100,000 onto it. That's $1 million. That's 3 times the work you'd have to do on one. So we get down to the specifics of the difference in luxury marketing versus lower price homes. But you also have to look at the amount of work. Are you willing to put in this amount of work? Because this is what goes into luxury marketing. And we talk about what goes into luxury marketing versus what goes into non-luxury marketing. It goes further than I just want, and it's beautiful. Does that make sense? What do you do to gain the referrals, maintain, and grow your business? Do not overpromise and underdeliver. You have to overpromise. No, that's what you do not do. Don't underdeliver. You have to overdeliver and underpromise. That, I know that's a cliche. I know that it goes way back, but it is the truth. Now, let me tell you the difference also in learning this way. You have to learn who you're working with. Once you learn who you're working with, that person becomes your mouthpiece. A lot of people market to the masses. I don't market to the masses. I market to who I want to get. Because if you have the masses, and let's say if you have ABC, you have a hot client, a warm client, and a cold client. I've never approached a cold client. Never. I've never had a lead generation system. And the reason I have not is because I found out that when I work the people that I'm working with, let them know how good I am, how authentic I am, and how I will make them proud to refer me, then that is the best way to get a client. It goes beyond the closing. You have to get clients while you are in a transaction. While you're in that transaction, you're learning their behavior, they're learning yours, and you are learning more and more about the people that you're working with, and therefore the numbers will follow the people. I promise you that. It's a lot more to that. We'd have to go into our course so I can show you the intricacies of the course and how you work with people. Because let me tell you something, real estate business, most of it is not a people's, not a numbers business. I know you want to make money, but follow me when I say numbers. It's a people's business. Houses can sell themselves. Houses can sell themselves. You have to sell your ability. You have to sell your ability that you're able to work with these people, and not just in selling their house, but you have to approach them in the style that they're accustomed to. I hope that makes sense. Uh, let's see. Um, okay. I often combine my personal goals and business goals. Should I keep them separate? That's a good question. That's a good question, Raphael. The answer to that is your personal alchemy is what builds your business. If you have systems, and we talk about systems and Build Beyond the Numbers program. If you have systems in your business, do you think you should not have systems in your personal life? And each system should be the same. Because if you want a functioning and healthy business, you want a functioning and happy life. Am I correct? Because you can't have one without the other. Some people say, Valarie, business is not personal. Business is your personal if you're an entrepreneur, because it's your personality that's in that business. And it's your name that's behind that business. So therefore, you don't want to have a system in business and not have systems at home. I talked about this before, but let's go into it just a little bit. If you have systems, let's say in your business, you have to have a permit, right? In every business, you have to get a business permit. Okay. All right. So at home, what do you have to get? You have to have a permit in yourself. You have to give yourself permission to open your business and permission to have a good life. That's your first permit. That's going to balance out the permit for the business. Okay, but even before the permit, you got to have a solid foundation. There are so many businesses that fall apart because they don't have a solid foundation. And your solid foundation in your business is clarity, it's vision, it's strategies. It's so much more than that. But this is just all the time that I have to talk about today. But with those strategies, visions, and the clarification, what do you have to have? You have to have the structure with the clarity and the vision, right? And in order to have that, you have to have a solid belief in your business. You have to believe in the business that you're building in, because if you don't believe it, no one else will. Correct? So that's the foundation. So let's get over here to your personal life. You got to have a solid foundation. And how do you have a solid foundation in your personal life? You have to dig down dig down deep in your belief system, and you got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in yourself and not let all of these supposed foundations that you have, and I'd have to go into that with the unconscious and subconscious mind. That's also taught in the course. But what I'm saying to you, if you dig into your foundation and you sort of find that there are uh, in your core, there are fears telling you you can't do this, or if there's an ego there telling you you can't do this, one side of your mind is saying I can, the other side is saying I can't, then that is not a solid foundation. So you have to work on your belief in yourself and your self-awareness, just like you have to believe in the business that you're starting. So do you see how this is linking up? You also eventually you have to build a team. Okay, it doesn't take much. It just takes knowing how and having awareness. But you have to also build a team at home. What is a team? It's your support system. Okay, it's your support system. So you cannot build a business by yourself. It's just not going to happen. Okay, you can't build a happy life by yourself. Now, I didn't say you could not be by yourself. I said you cannot build a happy life by yourself. You have to have, just like in your happy home or in your happy business, you have to have structure. You have to have a structure. If you don't have the structure on top of that solid foundation, it's still going to fall. It's still going to fall. So that is what you want. You want structure. And how do you want that? You want to have meetings with your team members in both in the business and your personal life. Hey, this is let's reach some goals together. Just like you talk about your goals with your team, you talk about your goals with whomever's in your life, your family, your children, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your dog, everybody in your life. You have to set up a structure. And in that structure, what do you have to set up? Of course, boundaries and things like that. But that, hey, Pamela, thank you. I'm trying over here. I get so excited. I get so excited. Do you use any tools or techniques that can help me track and achieve goals? Of course, I do. You have to have a customer relationship management system. That is so very important. I also, let me tell you something, in building a business, the standard operating procedure is just like your standard operating procedure that you have to have in your business, because you have to have one. It's so many files that you have to have. But let's not forget that personal side. You also have to have a standard operating procedure at home. These are the rules of the house. Love hard, speak gently. Whatever your rules of your house are, those are the rules of your house. Just like you have a rules in your business. Do you have any tools? Yes. Like I just said, your customer relationship management systems, all the types of systems. Of course, you want your systems that's tracking your money. Okay. You want your systems that are tracking your money. There are many, many different types of systems that can track your money, depending on the type of business that you have. And we go deep into that when we get into the class. Yes, Samantha, I said your dog too. Your dog too. Okay, now let me just say this about a business. You also have to take care of your business. How do you take care of your business? And it's with all those systems. You have to do a daily healthy check. I do a daily health check on my business. I also let my team members and my company partners know we have meetings, so that we'll know that the company is healthy. You have to do a constant health check. What's going on? Am I spending too much money here? Am I not spending enough money here? What is the major source that's bringing in my business? Let's say with real estate, the major source that's bringing in my business, referrals. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to work on referrals. I need to work on my hot people that's in my world. I'd rather have one person to bring me 4 clients than to shop 50 people who just think you're popular and you're a good person. You've got to find who is in your corner. You got to find who you can work with. It's no fun working with somebody that doesn't vibe with your vibe. So these are the things that I'm trying to show you in this live. Your business is your personal life. Believe it or not, you've got to understand that if you're an entrepreneur. Of course, there are certain things you don't bring into your business about your personal life, but we're talking about the mechanics of setting up your business foundation, business foundation, personal foundation, business structure, personal structure, business. You set up the culture of your business, the standard operating procedures of your business at home, the culture of what you want in your home, the standard operation procedures you want to work in your home. I have a big sign in my house that said, "Love lives here, and this is my happy place." If you cannot come in here unless you're happy. You even have to be happy through your unhappy time. Okay, so these are the things that you set up inside your house. These are called systems. You have to have systems in your house. You have to have systems in your business. You have to have goals in your house, goals in your business. I may have to switch it up, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You have to have marketing in your business, marketing at home. How do you market? How do you market? You're like, okay, what am I marketing for? You're marketing for your soul. You're marketing for your happiness. You are sending out feelers to your family. During the day, whomever's in your life, let them know you're thinking about them. Market to them. I'm thinking about you. I'm busy today, but I'm thinking about you. Because what you don't want to lose on either side is that foundation that you're building. Okay, let me give you a good example. I have a girlfriend who's in business for herself, and things are not going so well in her business, and it's feeding into her house. And I went to visit her. Um, she had her daughter is pregnant. They had a what do you call it? Baby shower over to her house. And I looked around at this beautiful house and I saw how happy everybody was there. They were eating, everybody was talking and just enjoying a great, great time. And then afterwards, she and I had a conversation and she said, oh my goodness, she said, I've got to figure out what's wrong with my business. And I said, look in your house and see what's going on here. Look at all of this that you created. The kids are running around happy. Everybody's feeding their face. The food is good. And you are the creation of that. So what's going on in your business? Oh no, what's going on in your personal life that's not going on in your business? And I made her dig deep. What's going on in your personal life that's not going on in your business? Well, I make sure my children are taken care of. I make sure my grandchildren are taken care of. Okay, so what are you not taking care of your business? You really have to think about it and compare the two. You'd be surprised at the similarities. I kind of got off the goals things, but those were the questions that were asked. How strict are you to follow your systems and daily or weekly plan? Oh my God. Let me tell you something, guys. There was a time that I thought I had everything in my head. No, I really did. I thought I had everything in my head. I've had my team members say, oh my God, Valerie, you have such a great memory. And, but I realized that if I wrote it down, not just wrote it down, and I implement it, because if you make plans and you don't implement, you're getting nowhere. So if I wrote down what I wanted to do, I would get down deep. Okay. And I still do that. If I write down something today and I say, I want to do this. Okay, I'll give you an example. I want to do a live. I didn't know the first thing about it. Wrote it down and I talked to my social media strategist. She said, okay, we'll do lives. And she set it up. I asked her, what does it take? She told me what it took. I can do that. I'm not afraid of the screen. It just takes a lot of energy for me to get here. Okay. So what do? We wrote down everything that we do. I follow her script to the T. Okay, Valarie, look at the screen and put the phone right here. See, the phone for Instagram is right here. I was just like, okay, this is just too much. This is just too much. No, it's not, because it's what you want to do. It's what you want to do. So I follow my systems. I'm not going to say every day, but 3 times a week. It depends on what's needed. But I check the main 3 things that I check daily are my finances. I do. I check my spending habits. I look at my business credit card to see where I'm spending more money and where I'm not. Let me tell you something that you should do, even not just your business, but at home. Every month, if I were you, or every quarter, if you can't, I'd love to see you commit to a month. But you need to look at your credit cards and find out what you're doing. Watch out for those subscriptions. Those subscriptions can add up. And if these subscriptions are not elevating your business or your personal life, get rid of them. Those free trials, they will trick you. And you would have spent so much money that you could have spent on a new system in your business. Like, we not only have a customer relationship management, but we have a team relationship management system. Everything is a system. And every day we're looking for more ways to be organized. Because let me tell you what disorganization does to your business. You will find reasons to procrastinate to get organized. Okay. And I know there are some people on here that will say, that will agree with me. How many of you on this screen will sometimes say, okay, I have A to do, but let me straighten up my desk first because that's going to be difficult to do and it's going to need my whole mind. Or let me sweep first because you just can't work in a cluttered situation. You're just procrastinating. And I know you not guys know that old saying, bite off the big one, the big chew first and then trickle down. Okay. But I'm pretty strict. I'm pretty strict. And I've gotten stricter over the years. I got real strict after I lost my career in 2007, 8, 9, when the crisis happened. When I emerged from those ashes, I was very strict about my numbers and how I was going to make it because at that time I was paying my assistant out of my savings account. And that's another thing that surprises me with people that want to rise. You don't want to invest in yourself. Let me just tell you this, and I'm going to let everybody on this screen know. If you want something free, you get what you don't pay for. If you want something free, one of my vendors said to me, I think it was last week, we have a day that we're going to get some things done together. And he said to me, after we finish this, I'm going to need some advice. And then I said, okay, now this is a vendor that I pay. And I said, and that's fine. And here's my fee sheet. So what I'm saying to you is that you have to have your systems in order. When he said, yes, give me your fee sheet, I had a link and I just sent it to him because I do have hourly rates. So systems for everything. That's why I believe in systems. I believe in codes. I believe in organization. You need it all because you don't need a reason to self-sabotage. If you self-sabotage, you'll lose. Somebody asked me the other day, well, Valarie, how many times do you fail? What do you mean? I fail at something every day. And that's because I don't stop trying. And, and everything is not going to happen to you overnight. You think that something, mastery can happen like, again, it's not microwavable. It takes time. And I'm hoping that this was a pretty good chat for you all. I think I went over time. I'm not supposed to go over about 20 minutes, I was told on the live, but I get to rambling. And I don't even know why I chose 7 o'clock. I'm just going to tell you this. I'm glad I did because it's making me reroute the way I think and the way I rest. Because after the brain injury, after 7 o'clock, I normally go down. And I am, but this is helping me to get back up and to really work on my sleep habits. That's some other things that we need to talk about later. I have a tendency to ramble. Y'all can handle it though, right? It's still impactful, I hope. Well, I have enjoyed this live. This has been pretty cool. I'll see you next time at 7 o'clock. But if you guys have any interest in the program, there are links in the chat. If you want, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have some great information on here. It's about the strong Black woman. I have lots and lots of information that I'm going to share. I have many videos coming. I have many videos on there. Very, very informational, transformational, inspiration, and business growth information on my YouTube channel. That's another thing that I wrote down. I want a YouTube channel. Okay? Now, you guys have a great night. I've enjoyed you. I'm Valarie R. Brooks. Oh, you know what? Please join me on my Instagram channel. See, this is all new to me. Join me on my Instagram. I need followers. I need active people. I need questions. Send me questions about business. This is so much fun for me. I'm helping so many people build a great business, and I would love to help you build yours. Have a great night.